We gotta get to the Nova 6 before the Soviets clean it up.
Alright, let's move.
Hi everyone, Bowman Jenkins here, and welcome to Laos. It's basically the fireworks factory of this game because we've been told that we were in Kazan. We're told cross-border raids happen from there. We were in the last mission in the DMZ. We'd been told by Reznov that we were going to go over the border to get Krushenko, and now we're finally here. We're in Laos. And Woods is being a dick to this guy who's US Marine for no reason. I like how he's just named US Marine in the thing at the bottom, but he seems to have a name of private of some nature. And so, welcome to one of my least liked sections of this game. I think it's kind of a disappointment because I had been saying this game was so great because it doesn't do a lot of the Call of Duty traditional, you have to man a turret and drive this vehicle. Oh.
No, Mason, they're around!
Yes, thank you, Woods, for telling me that I should not shoot my guys when you shot that guy. But like I said, in this game, you don't have to do long vehicle sections that feel kind of useless. You don't have to do a lot of long turret sections. There's not, that sort of stuff isn't in this game where it's a mainstay in most of the Call of Duty series. And then you get hit with this level after one of the better levels in the game where it's so highly scripted and well done that you kind of, you're still on rails, you're still playing a Call of Duty game, but it feels so different than what you've done that you have hope that the game will be like that for the rest of the game, and then you hit this mission. I actually had to scrap 2 versions of this commentary already, simply because I complained about this section the entire time, both of them. In all, it's not a bad section. It's just disappointing after the last level and what's the next level is going to look like. It's a filler mission, and I mentioned this in the thread that despite the fact that this game, for a lot of it, avoids this sort of thing, there's still filler missions where there's no story reason for you to be somewhere outside of that's where you're supposed to go next, and you get like a little bit of characterization in it that's, by the way, heavy-handed in this game, and then you get, I don't know where those things came from either, and then you get a little bit of story at the very end and a little bit at the very start. That's it. There's, it feels like they had to do this section and this level simply because they were told it's a Call of Duty game, you have to do this and this and this. But I'm going to stop complaining and start talking. The mechanics of this section are kind of interesting among Call of Duty vehicle sections, which there are numerous. Whoa, those guys just run across the top of burning buildings. But the mechanics are a little different. You still fire machine guns and fire rockets, but if you look, Woods and Bowman here are carrying the rocket launchers, the Grim Reapers, that you previously used in one of the levels, and you're aiming everything and telling them where to shoot. The rockets are there's pretty much no reason to use anything but rockets except for, believe it or not, against vehicles. Oh, by the way, that's a scripted to explode tower. You can't kill that yourself for some reason. I fired 4 rockets at it before it died, and it died when it was not getting shot at. So the machine gun works better on the vehicles that show up in the level, except for the very last one, and the rockets are just basically the only thing that keeps this section going. And the problem with rockets is a lot of the times you'll be tasked to hit something like this ZPU here from a pretty great distance with rockets that have ballistics, and you're given a hit scan machine gun. So it's a lot easier to nail those things with your hit scan machine gun than it is with your rocket launchers that fall after a distance and that don't travel at faster than the speed of light because of they're not hit scan. So you'll see me use a lot of machine gun against a lot of vehicles. They're good for stationary things and for splash damage against people that are hidden in the bushes and such, and that's what I use a lot of the rockets against. But outside of the ZPUs, there's no reason to use anything but rockets in this level. Your guys reload fast enough that it's not a big deal if you run out of one of them, and you can see in the bottom left it's got the counter. Now I die here. And I'm not afraid to admit it. It's kind of a bullshit section because that truck can spawn in an area like that where I can't really hit it too easily. And then the next time I come around the corner, which you'll see in a moment, it's further back. So you just get hit with the luck of the spawn on that. And I made it through perfectly fine in my test run through this level. And then I hit that thing. But yeah, I mean, it's a relatively long section, and that the mechanics aren't fun enough to make it worthwhile. And you don't see them again in the rest of the game, so you kind of feel like they shoehorned it in. See how far back he is this time versus where he was last time. Last time he was in an area I almost couldn't even touch. And I still almost died because there's a bunch of rocket guys over there I can't actually see. That's actually an annoying thing, is the fact that it's night and these guys hide pretty much exclusively in bushes. So this you can't really see them too easily. Oh, and scripted bridge, by the way. You can't see them too easily when they're hiding in the bush, and it's a little difficult to hit them with anything but rockets when they're in there, because you never know if you're going to end up shooting into a log for about a minute.
Need more ammo!
But thankfully, we're almost done here. These Sampams are nothing. They just blow them the hell up. That thing's more of a danger. So I just launched all my rockets at it. Yeah, I almost died twice there. If I had not moved back, that rocket launcher guy would have got me. Ooh. So this is, I mean, boring. This is why I don't like it. It's kind of a boring section. I'm probably going to put a fast forward thing in the thread just so you can get past this section. Or, sorry, in the video description. But it's nearly over. Bam. I only started getting good with these things almost after this section was over, which is terrible. It's how it is. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Blow up towers, blow up things that say destroy on it, and hit objectives. So here comes something that looks like a boss arena, but because it's Call of Duty, there's no such thing as bosses, right? No. It's a boss arena. That's why I fired all my rockets before I came in here. Your guys will not reload unless they've fired all the rockets. So it's an NVA PT boat. It does, at first it does a circle around, then figure eights through the middle buildings. And all you really have to do is nail it a couple times in the back with rockets. But, well, I can't drive this thing, and I thought it was dead there. But it's not overly hard. It's just kind of annoying because you've got this guy and then you've got a bunch of rocket launcher guys on the buildings there, which I tried to take out by shooting them with rockets, but they kind of lived. Oh, and this guy died. Ready for some heavy-fisted characterization?
That young kid didn't make it. I swear to God that Woods was crying. But he never let us see no tears.
Nothing so far. Wait.
Yeah, heavy-handed, not heavy-fisted. Hard-fisted, heavy-handed. Oh well.
Talk to me.
There's nothing out here.
Bullshit!
Bowman, what happened?
There's nothing here.
Wait. The plane must be close, Mason. Kravchenko is near.
I see you, Wolf 10. Welcome to paradise.
I feel it. Kravchenko is near.
Say again. Kravchenko, he must be near.
I fucking hope so.
So, we're almost there. I didn't really feel like talking over that section, I'm sorry. There's nothing really there. You can't go down that way. This is actually a scripted section, as far as I can tell. where you're forced, your guy just drives over here anyways. Now, why couldn't we go in a helicopter? Why couldn't we chopper gun our way here?
Rescue men, follow my lead, now!
Yeah, guard our boat. We parked in a bad neighborhood. So I'm going to drop this shotgun pretty quickly here. And I don't know how many of you guys actually played Call of Duty World at War, but it should start to feel kind of familiar to that right about now. You got a bunch of guys hiding in a forest. There are going to be people in the trees sniping at you. And yeah, it's going to start being a little World of War-y in this level. Which I don't think is technically a bad thing, because the Pacific campaign in World at War was kind of fun. Well, it was fun to have Jack Bauer yell at you. Oh, and I'm so broken by throwing grenades in Modern Warfare 3 and throwing nothing but tomahawks in this game that I can't throw grenades. I don't think I hit a single grenade in this entire game. So I've picked up the AK-74 and demonstrated it on Reznov there. In single player, it's actually a really solid gun. It didn't get any of the changes made to it that were made in the multiplayer version of it. And see, guy in a tree. I think he has the exact same animations as the ones in World at War as well. But the 74 is a pretty solid weapon overall. It does really good damage. It has a 30-round clip, unlike a lot of the other submachine guns. And here I'm trying to lie down in the water, showing you can't do it. And it's got good range. A lot of people complained in multiplayer that it shouldn't be as overpowered as it is. But I got a couple nerfs that... And we actually got introduced to the Hind as well there. But it got a couple nerfs in multiplayer, and overall it came out to be a little worse for it, and people just started using the FAMAS, which is basically the assault rifle version of this gun, overpowered to a point. So we have now encountered Spetsnaz, and if you watch them, they have different animations than the Vietnamese guys do. They do a lot more tumbling. They don't do the little crouch and shoot thing that the Vietnamese guys do. It's just a really interesting little thing. And I've mentioned it before, is that these guys have a different set of animations depending on the enemy type you're fighting, which I just think is kind of cool. I think that's a nice change. It's the little details that make games a lot of the time, especially when it's a game that's been annualized like the Call of Duty series has. If you're able to make those little changes that make people take notice, you're all the better for it, and there's no one's going to really complain too much about it. So little things like that really help. But this section's actually pretty quick. You spend most of this section in the boat, and then you get this firefight, and then you're pretty much done. I mean, after that, it's almost pointless. But we're about to hit the story of this, and I'll explain it because there's some things that are hard to miss. Oh, hey, check it out. This guy, I don't know what happened there. I've never seen anyone become invincible to a stab before.
Chicago must have been Nova 6. Kravchenko wouldn't go to all this trouble for nothing.
Behind that wing.
You're supposed to wait for everyone to talk about if you should go up the wing or not, but I just ran up it. You can fall off, by the way. So the idea here is that Kravchenko was carrying Nova 6 into Vietnam, probably for more testing or use. And it apparently got knocked out and it kind of got used against the crew somehow. Anyway, I gotta wait for my door opener characters.
What happened?
Chemical weapon.
Nova 6. Must have dispersed after the crash.
Grenade launchers, Channel Lakes. The hell are the Russians with American weapons?
Must be some kind of setup. Nova 6 is all gone. See here? Map of the area. That's gotta be Kravchenko's compound, deep inside Laos.
Kravchenko. He must die.
Okay, Mason. Let's go.
So I was probably supposed to pick up the China Lake. Actually, they tell you you're supposed to pick up the China Lake. But I took the sniper rifle that's here. And I think the game wants you to have the China Lake and use it against these guys. So I screwed that up. But the basic gist of what we saw is that it looked like there was going to be a setup. They were going to use a bunch of American weapons and use the Nova 6 against somebody or something. And honestly, I don't understand why that would happen, because this is a Russian plane and it's carrying American weapons. It feels like there might be a little bit of a plot hole there. This section's pretty short overall, but you get to see how bad I am at sniping. I am very bad at sniping. I keep trying to lead guys because I've been playing Battlefield 3 a lot, and just picked up my sniper rifle ribbons and stuff like that, and I'm so used to leading people, it's hard to hit scan. And that's pretty much the end of the level. I'll see you guys next in one of my favorite / least favorite missions, and I'll explain why when we play it. But I'll see you guys soon.
Dragovich. Kravchenko.
It's been too long, Mason. We must make up for lost time.
You were captured by Dragovich a second time. Your unit was MIA in Laos, presumed dead. Your handler, Hudson, had no choice but to continue the hunt for Nova 6 without you.
He went to Mount Yamantau. Fucking Soviet doomsday bunker.
That's right. A fully operational military complex buried deep in the Ural Mountains.
That's where Hudson was contacted by Friedrich Steiner, the Nazi scientist that developed the initial strain of Nova 6 for Dragovich.
Hudson learned about the numbers there, the broadcasts. I've been there, Mason. I've been to the Yamantau complex.
Oh my God, the numbers are real.
They've always been real, Mason. This isn't a game. We face annihilation unless you cooperate. Where is the broadcast station?